Cell phones are one true companion. They never leave our side. They're either with us in our bag, on our face, in our pocket, in our pants, anywhere we go. We always have our cell phone as a means of communication, whether it's through communicating with our friends, our family, or our loved ones. Cell phones are a vital part of our life. They're attached to us like glue. We utilize them every day for a multitude of reasons. Why are they so important to us? That's a question for you to consider. They're like the best friend that'll always provide any need without question. We can go on them for social media, any questions that we have regarding the internet. It helps us with our college projects, anything that we need. Our phone is a major resource. My name is Elena Polstowait, and today I will convince you that phone usage can be good, but however, it can also be bad. Cell phones can cause so many health issues, both mental and physically, but I'm going to be talking to you about the mental side. I'm not persuading you to abandon your phone entirely, but simply to limit its usage for your own safety and well-being, as well to keep yourself distanced from your phone. That way you can prevent the intake of the radiation that it emits. I know I can't part ways with mine. That would be asking too much. In our world today, there is a total of 5.22 billion people in accordance to the GSMA real-time intelligence data. That is a lot of people using their phones. Evidence is proving now that long-term cell usage can lead to tissue damage, tumors, and even brain cancer. That's awful. We don't want any of that in our life because that creates a lot of issues down the road. Cell phones emit small amounts of radiation that create those types of damage, as shown through different research studies. I wouldn't have known that a tiny phone could be so dangerous until I conducted this research and watched several presentations from my peers. They presented about severity of this topic, and it was very scary to see the outcome of the results. According to the American Cancer Society, studies were conducted to portray that when turned on, cell phones emit RF radiation continually, even if they're not being used. That's insane. They're always communicating with cell phone towers, so no matter where you go, what you do, there will be cell phone radiation, and it will cause damage in the long run. The dose intensity tails off with increasing distance from the body and reaches a maximum when the device is used next to the head during phone calls or in front of the body during texting. It also creates damage whenever you're sleeping in bed and it's right next to your side, because the closer your phone is to you, the more radiation it puts off. That RF radiation can cause a variety of symptoms, as stated by the cancer.gov, with symptoms such as blinding headaches, dizziness, circulatory problems, nausea, and cancer. Manufacturers of the cell phones even provide warnings of radiation emission to the ones purchasing their devices. We can all make a simple change in our world if we prevent this cell phone usage, or even take just the slightest time to reduce the amount that we use our cell phones. That way we can prevent any sort of radiation and make sure that it's gone. This is going to be the difference between premature and a long death. So, you want your life to be as long as it can be, as prosperous as it can be, without that radiation in hand. That's going to take a big effort, but if we spend less time, none of the radiation will come off. Even though there is this minute amount, it is so much better than having a big amount of radiation. Even just making other people aware of the dangers of cell phone usage and radiation would cause a big impact. You can tell your friends, you can tell your family, you can tell your peers, you can tell anyone who doesn't know about the damages that a cell phone can cause. They could just think it's a harmless figure just for fun, but it's not. The amount of radiation used is minuscule in a day-to-day comparison, as opposed to a year by year or even a decade by decade one. So be sure to look up for that. You don't know how much you've truly received until you start experiencing the symptoms. Another way to reduce radiation intake as an alternative way to limiting phone usage would be to hold the phone away from your face when listening to sound, either from music, calls, or videos, or even games that you play. Headphones and the speaker icon are also softer and safer ways to listen to your phone. You can hold it. iPhones, usually the Apple recommends that you hold it away an inch or so from your face, or 5/8 inch, all depending on the type of phone that you have. Adapting to a new technique can be a very hard way of living, but once you get used to it on a routine basis, you'll be able to go and prosper and do everything you want to do in life. Practice makes perfect. Always try your hardest and keep a safe distance from yourself and your phone, and you'll be in a good spot. Don't live a life of regret and spread awareness. That is the biggest key that I am trying to convey to all of my peers. Make sure that you spread awareness to all of your loved ones. You don't want to be the next individual with death by cell phone radiation. Remember, if we keep this away from this, we can prevent the spread of toxic radiation. I appreciate your time and effort. Thank you all.